Long live FooLy. Clap back with your boy. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and drop a like on the video and support them streets, baby. Holla.
E FooLy is the truth.
You gonna learn today.
Y'all know me, E FooLy. Real quick, if you do not want to hear spoilers about Avengers Endgame, I'm giving you the opportunity to click off now because this is going to be some major rage of 10 years for it to end getting fucked. Fucked in the ass. Fucked in every crevice. Raped even. If there was something past rape, I would say rape. If it's something past raped, I would say it. But if you do not want to hear major spoilers for the movie, please click off now. I'm giving you time. Click off of the movie. Click off, not the movie, but click off of the video. Yeah. How are we gonna start this video off? First things first, most of my predictions, I want to say I give myself maybe a 70% efficiency rate on the predictions. Tony Stark did wield the gauntlet, but in doing so, he lost his life, and that's the big major spoiler. That's the big major rage part of this. Russo brothers killed off Robert Downey Jr. He is dead as a doornail. He's gone, and I felt like that was not how you treat a person who started your franchise off on the right foot. Without Robert Downey Jr., the MCU would look like the DCU. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they did not pay homage enough to him. Him wielding the gauntlet, people said I was full of shit. He'll never do it, but he did. In so many words, he wielded the gauntlet. He wielded the Infinity Stones. He took the stones from Thanos, put them in his suit, and he fucking snapped his fingers. Robert Downey Jr. snapped his fucking fingers to end the whole thing. Robert Downey Jr. saved the fucking game. You know what I'm saying? I don't like how they did Captain America. Captain America, everybody was like, yo, that nigga's getting bodied. I even said it. I was fucking wrong. He did not die. How they kind of tossed him aside, I want to say, they just aged him out. They aged him out all the way. Where I felt like, and at the end of the movie, they gave him an opportunity to go back in time. And I was like, yo, he's going to come back. He's going to go back in time. And then Tony Stark's going to come back. That's how I thought they were going to do it. That's how I thought they were going to lead it up. For those who don't know how they were traveling back in time, is they would go back, do whatever they need to do, and then they would come here. You know what I'm saying? It would basically be like 5 seconds in real time, but they would have been gone for however long they needed to do their business. So that's the way they kind of pumped it up. Like, Tony Stark at this time had already died. He was like, yeah, I'm going to go handle my business. And they let him go back in time to return the stones that they took. And I was like, yo, they're gonna bring nigga back, but it's gonna be Tony Stark in his place. It's gonna be like, yo, I was like, yo, that's the perfect fucking ending. That would have been the best. No. Instead, he comes back as an old ass man, selfishly, mind you, because that's not Captain America. He's always putting everybody first. But in the last instance, he put himself first to have happiness. And that's never been Captain America. To me, I felt like that was very selfish of him. It just didn't fit his role, or how he was. You know what I'm saying? So those are the big two, like, major disappointments in the movie. That it ended that way, you know what I'm saying? And people may say, oh, that's the perfect way to end it. No, man. The roles kind of were reversed, if you kind of get what I'm saying. The roles were reversed. Captain America did what Tony Stark would have done. Tony Stark did what Captain America should have did. You know what I'm saying? Captain America did wield the hammer. I knew he was gonna do that or do something magnificent. I told you that it would happen because it would only, pump up his death. Everybody came back. I did not like the fact that they killed off ScarJo in the process. They didn't bring back Gamora like I thought they would. I mean, it kind of still is kind of open-ended for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because now I guess Thor is going to be with them. I don't know how that's going to fucking work, but Gamora, she didn't come back. And they had to get the Soul Stone again, so they had to sacrifice somebody else. And ScarJo was the one sacrificed. And that whole little scene just, why the fuck? It just didn't make sense because they knew how he got the Soul Stone, which was Gamora's death. That's why she got bodied. They knew that was going to happen, but they only sent them two there. What they should have did was knowingly send somebody back that was... I don't know. I can't really write that one into the movie. I would say take some scumbag out there and sacrifice his fucking life for the Soul Gem, but it had to be somebody that was important to you. So they had to kill off somebody else. But I thought she was supposed to get her own spinoff, but I guess that is not gonna be coming to fruition. They didn't bring Vision back. I thought Vision was gonna come back in a new suit or whatever, and they gave Pepper Potts, they gave her bitch ass a fucking Iron Man suit. I didn't understand that shit. I was like, they called everybody to come back, right? Like the Hulk, how everybody came back is the Hulk put the gauntlet on and he snapped his fingers, right? And it like fucked him up. They like fucked his whole whatever hand he used, I think it was his right hand, it fucked his shit up. You know what I'm saying? By the way, they did have a quote-unquote Professor Hulk. Like I told you, it was going to be a combination of the Hulk with Bruce Banner. And that's exactly what happened. It was the best of both worlds. So he snapped his fucking fingers. And with him snapping his fingers, which doesn't make sense, so to speak, it doesn't really explain the power. It's like, oh, I can just snap my fingers and, is it a thought process by it? Like you got to be thinking what you want when you snap your fingers. It was just like, yo, snap my fingers. Everybody that died is going to come back. If that would be the case, then snap your fingers and bring back everybody who ever died. Not just the people who got dusted, but snapped his fingers and everybody came back. And it's like, everybody got called to come in at this point. You telling me them niggas stopped and called Pepper Potts, bitch ass? Like, yo, Pepper Potts, bring your ass. You were going to make or break this fight. I mean, I guess them two fighting together in the Iron Man suit was cute. It's adorable. Fan service, maybe, but her bitch ass, her big face ass did not need to go in no fucking Iron Man suit, man. I'll say it to the day I go, that girl was fine when she was a kid. Kind of a bitch, but she aged like an old piece of fruit, man. That girl aged horribly. Black don't crack, but that bitch show did. Like her shit, motherfucking. She aged like an old white woman should. You know what I'm saying? If they say age, the way you aged denounces how you lived your life. That bitch had a hard fucking life. If they say if you treat people bad when you're young, you gonna age horribly. She must have treated everybody like shit. Like that motherfucker looks terrible. But yeah, she had a little Iron Man suit for what it's worth. And then they had like a little girl scene where all the girls stand up. And I was like, yo, man, like, sit the fuck down. Please sit the fuck down with that bullshit. What else happened, man? I didn't like the fact that they made Thor fat the whole fucking movie, which I didn't really understand that shit. But the hammer did come back like I thought it would. That they were going to go back in time and he was going to pick up another hammer or the hammer from that time, which he did. And the basis of the movie is, one of the big surprises is they killed Thanos like right off the bat. The Thanos that actually did the snapping, that did the dusting, they killed that nigga off the bat. Like, Thor wasn't playing no fucking games. That nigga Thanos was saying some shit and he just like sliced that nigga head off. He did exactly what he said he should have did in the first movie, which is go for the head. So the Thanos that they were fighting was the Thanos in the past that ended up getting wind of their plan to go back in time to get the stones. So when they were going back in time to get the stones, when Gamora goes back, she accidentally connected to the same server or whatever that the other, I said Gamora, who is that blue bitch? Nebula. I don't know why I just lost, I said Gamora. Nebula, she's a robot. When she goes back in time, of course, she's connecting to the same server as the other Nebula. So they start crossing frequencies, kind of. And, like, her memories were going into the Nebula of that time. So Thanos is like, yo, this bitch ain't acting right. Hook this bitch up, man. Let's pop the hood and see what the fuck wrong with this hoe. So he does that and gets wind of the plan. So when he gets wind of the plan, he kidnaps the Gamora of the future, switches it with the Gamora of the past. Why does he keep saying Gamora? Nebula of the past, and she ends up bringing Thanos to the future. The Thanos of the past before the snap. So Thanos of the past is like, damn, they fucked me up. You know what I'm saying? He sees all the memories of that Nebula. So he saw his fucking head get sliced up. And he saw the fact that they, even though he would decimate half of the universe, that the other half would just want to get the people that was dusted back. So he's like, yo, fuck this. I'm killing everybody. I'm going to go in the future and kill the rest of the half that's left. So that's what his plan was. He comes back, and now since Nebula brought back Thanos brings his whole fucking fleet, right? In his whole fleet is all of the black horsemen or whoever the fuck they name is, because you gotta remember his whole team was still alive. So this nigga brings back the whole hood with him. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, I'm coming up there. I'm about to fuck everybody up. Brings the whole hood. And he just waiting like a true nigga. He said, yo, bitch, go get them stones. I'm gonna wait right here. Anybody run up, get done the fuck up. So that's the whole little scene that you see where, like, Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man are like walking around and he has the sword out. That's Thanos sitting there because he's like, yo, I told y'all, you motherfuckers coming right back to this shit. Coming right back to the real nigga. So that's how all the fighting pop off. And then they fighting, and then Captain America picks up a motherfucking hammer, because Thor is fighting badass with like 2 fucking hammers, right? He going in on this nigga, beating that nigga ass. But then somehow, fat ass nigga, he get winded. You know what I'm saying? He can't move, right? He get fucking winded, go down, and then I don't know how the fuck Tony Stark, he just got knocked out. That nigga Thanos just breathed on that nigga and threw that nigga back and knocked that nigga back into like a wall or a rock or some shit, and he just knocked out. He gone. Douche. That nigga Captain America picks up the motherfucking hammer like, yo, I got this shit. And then just go to work on that nigga. So they pumped it up like he's about to die, but then what happened was, this is where everybody else come in who got dusted. What's his name? Open up all the rings and bring everybody into this motherfucker back. Who came back to this one little point where all the shit popping off at. And I saw him like, yo, who the fuck called Pepper Potts? Like, how did that bitch get wind of it? Did she see that shit on TV? Did she get a distress signal? And who the fuck sent a distress signal to Pepper Potts? Like, who was the fuck was like, yo, we need everybody. Call Pepper Potts. Maybe she can do. Oh, who the fuck did? Who the fuck says that? Like, that don't make sense to me. How did that bitch get in the fight? You might as well could get Grandma Willis in the background. Throw a suit on her. That's literally how it felt. Like, anybody could have came up to that hole. But with that, they literally, when they go back in time, they show homage to everybody who's played in for the last 10 years. They show everybody, you know what I'm saying, from all the different movies. So that shit was tight. But at the same token, the ending was literally a thumb in their ass. Cause it's like Captain America, he done been a selfless motherfucker all the way through all these fucking movies. But then in the end, he finally say, you know what? I'm gonna go back in time, and the one thing I'm gonna do is not save Tony Stark. Fuck that. I'm gonna let him do what he do. He wanted to die. Fuck that nigga. I'm gonna go back and get that pussy I didn't get before. That's basically what he said. That's basically what he did. It's like, yo, I'm gonna go back in time. I'm gonna get that pussy. I ain't get that shit. Oh, I'm gonna get it. That's basically what basically what Captain America did in a nutshell. He was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go back in time, all right. So he goes back in time and he gets that Betty White hoe and fucks her and marries her. You know what I'm saying? So, and then he did the absolute thing that I thought that would never happen. He doesn't give the, this is why I was wrong. He didn't give the shield to Bucky Barnes. He gives the shield to the black nigga. I hate that. What was that name? That nigga named Anthony Mackie? I don't like that nigga with a passion. Like, I don't know why. I just hate, and if anybody know how to, like, I have a full beard. Like, I got a real fucking beard. That nigga beard. They put a beard on that nigga, and it looks absolutely fucking ridiculous. Like, you can tell they actually had to color that nigga beard in or give him some type of false beard. But that nigga shit, like, who fucking lines they shit up like that? Like, for real, who lines they shit up the way Anthony Mackie had that shit lined up in that movie? Like, this is $1 billion making movie, and you telling me he lined this shit up all? That shit look fucking nasty. But he gives him the fucking, the shield and like, hey, you go ahead and hold on to that. I'm like, they shouldn't have did Cap like that, bro. Like, the nigga who's been the selfless nigga, the hero, don't send that nigga out like that, man. I mean, Tony Stark didn't die. He doesn't die. The fuck, man. I give that movie a fucking 1, man. It was not the ending, man. It was not the fucking ending. Absolutely no fucking way that's the ending of a 10-year a 10-year grip of movies, man.
Like 14, getting big like 15, getting big like 14.